Hello, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. I'm delighted to say I've dictated in the house with me. I've Sonja and Jessica and Cohen in the background just supervising.
Hi.
Hello. So we are up in my bedroom, which has a pretty nice view.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
It's better than ours.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's higher anyway.
I won't rub it in then. So, Phobos, what an album, lads. You've just hit it out of the park, I think, really.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's early days for you, obviously, in relation to the kind of feedback. You have got some good reviews as well. How does that feel, like all this hard work that you put into it, and straight away there's people all over you kind of going, yeah, it's fantastic, you know?
I think it was when we first got our first reviews in, we were very nervous, excited, because we didn't even know what this kind of direction would mean in terms of our progress, and then all the good reviews kept on coming in. It's like, fuck, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think there were no reviews below 8, and all of
Not yet.
So please don't.
Yeah.
And all of them, there were hardly any feedback on anything we should change. So I was over the moon.
Yeah.
Very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think kind of there's more kind of melody-driven guitars on this album. Are you kind of moving, not quite away from your style, but there is a definite progression there that people that will follow you will see, and which is, I think, is always a good thing. I'll just throw it out to you. What do you think yourselves?
Yeah, I think you're totally right about that. When we started working on the new album, Sonja and I always had this different type of writing.
Yeah.
Sonja is very staccato in her riffs, and I'm more melodic.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started writing the new album, I think it fell more into place.
Yeah.
We didn't care anymore, like, what are the death metal rules? What do people expect from us?
Yeah.
So we just wrote what we felt.
Yeah.
And I think it turned out for the best. And indeed, we shifted away a bit from the normal death metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people would ask, yeah, what kind of genre is it now? It's like, yeah, I don't even know what to call it anymore. It's death metal, of course. But
yeah. It doesn't. I don't think genres matter anymore. Not really to a lot of people that like the scene, like me, for years. It doesn't matter. Some overlap. That's the only way.
Definitely.
It's the only way I'd look at that.
It shifted away from the.
And of course, you'd two really cool guests on the album as well. You know, Julian and Mendel.
Yeah.
Had you? I don't think he had to persuade him much, really, to come on. Had you?
No, they were both very happy. Julien is always enthusiastic about everything, so he loves everything.
He's that type of person. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a big cuddly bear, and massive throat, but very cute. And so we know him for, I can't even remember how long, but we just asked him because we're going to record in Köln in Germany. That was one of our thinking process, and obviously Benighted fucking lives there.
Yeah, they go there all the time. Yeah.
So he recorded at the studio in Köln and sent it to us, and we're like, yeah, that's okay. This is perfect. Yeah.
And Mendel as well.
Yeah, we actually recorded the album where Mendel was a sort of regular customer.
Yes, okay.
So when we talked to the guys in the studio, they said, "Oh, you should maybe hit up Mendel. He's a great, ridiculously great guitarist."
And your paths have crossed before.
Oh yeah,
many
times.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's important as well. That once a guy you're bringing in knows the band sound, and it's easier enough to take, I suppose, maybe criticism and maybe take ideas on from a guy that you trust.
Definitely.
You know?
But we asked him to, Mendel, could you do this favor for us, maybe play a solo? And I said, please don't make it too difficult, because if we want to play the song, and we have to. He's like, sure, no problem. And he came back with the solo. I was, fuck him.
That is brilliant. I often wonder that about sometimes, when you get a guest guy to appear and he fucking produces this ridiculous solo. What are you gonna? How are you gonna do that live?
It's not happening. We're not playing that song live, obviously. No, it can't be.
And of course, that was Double Impact Studios. You were happy to go in there, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the first time that we did guitars in the studio as well.
Okay.
The previous album we did drums, vocals, in the studio, and the guitars we did at home. So we could just take our time. So now there was time pressure in the studio.
Yeah.
So it was the first time.
Yeah. And as guitarists, did you feel that pressure?
Yes.
Pretty much so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was no fun.
Yeah. I think it was good in a way, but hindsight, looking back, I say if we have to do it all over again, we'll do it exactly the same way.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's just. But we had a.
So did you work better under pressure? You feel?
I think so. Yeah. Because the first song on the album, Hypso, was written. In the studio even.
Really?
Because, the drummer came in at some point like, do I need to record this track because I don't know how it goes and I'm ready. The rest is already recorded, and we were still in Pro Tools. Like, just give us 1 hour and the song is done.
Really? Wow.
And it turned it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is one of mine as well. I'm glad you brought that up. The video was done by Core. Is it Bao? Yeah, from Local Androids. How'd you come across him?
That's me actually. Yeah. Years ago, when I was a student, still I was traveling by train. And I took the train home after a day, and I noticed him sitting across of me, and he was just making eye contact. So I was like, "Are you hitting on me?" Or I don't know. We got talking, and then he told me that he was a film producer and he made commercials, and he was in the metal scene, obviously. And we kept in touch. And for years we kept in touch, because with the previous album, I think we wanted to do a video with him as well, but it was quite expensive, and all the expectations weren't. So we just kept in contact, and then with this album.
And of course, in relation to you, we're kind of your lives running parallel in relation to kind of the progress of the band and the progress he was making professionally as well. That must have been nice to see as a friend.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And then just to dovetail then and just go, can you come on and that video, lads? Oh man, was that not so much fun making?
It was ridiculously
It was horrible recording though.
I think everybody shouted like 6 times in a day. And we had 2 days recording. We were completely fucking covered and cold. And
I've got a question for you, right? Name 3 things. It was Frank on the video, yeah. Name 3 things that Frank ate.
Oh.
Go on.
It was pulled pork.
Yeah. Covered with
okay, that's okay.
Crisps.
Yeah.
Beer. M&M's.
Cheese.
Cookies.
Cheese and cookies, I'll give you that then.
Smell was horrific.
And it was on a Saturday night at 11 o'clock, and for that day it was one of the last scenes that we shot. And it was horrible. We were so nauseous.
I actually was eating crisps while he was yeah, sure. Yeah, go on.
The crisps in Ireland, they're called Monster Munch. That's the style of crisps. Because I just started cracking up laughing when I saw the crisps that he was eating, because it's the weird shape, and I went, "Oh my God, he's eating Monster Munch!" So I'm not sure what it is in Holland, but yeah, that video, I really think that video is key to actually another huge push for the band. That video, it's just different, and it's very. I know it must have been kind of traumatic making it, but it's just very different for what you'd expect a death metal band to make, I
think that was one of the reasons. We did some videos in the beginning of the starting of the band, the standard band playing kind of stuff. And the album is so different from whatever we did before. So we thought the video has to be different. It has to be either you want to look at it from point A to Z,
which is what happens.
Which is but it was also very risky, because we have to sort of act, which we're not actors, so it could either be very cringe, or be super cool.
And of course, he kind of reenacted a lot of the phobias in the album, really. Yeah. How many did you actually get in the video? Do you think you got them all covered?
No,
I didn't think so either. No.
Few are too difficult to.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The fear of infinity. How the hell are you gonna? Well, we tried it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did bury somebody alive, but that's not in the video.
No.
Is that for another one?
Oh shit, it's for a private one.
So Jessica, switching from guitar to bass.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was weird in the beginning.
Yeah.
I played guitar on the album, of course, and then I joined another band where I played bass. And had a bunch of live shows, and I just realized I picked the wrong instrument for years, because I had so much fun on bass, and I got motivated again to learn and master a new instrument.
Yes. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, because I would look at my guitar like, oh fuck, I need to practice, or I need to record something. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I started playing bass again. Now I have so much fun again. Like every night I pick that thing up. And
Sonja, she's probably gonna now go fucking 6-string bass now. Yeah. Is that the way it's gonna go?
Yeah. Well, I was very nervous too, because at some point Koen and I were in a bar, and he's a guitar player from Origin.
Okay.
And he was like
not the band. Origin.
Not the band. No, he's like he is a guitar player, but he played bass, and he was telling me how much he missed playing guitar. Okay. And I told him at the same point, like, oh, I really enjoy bass. And then we looked at each other like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we not switching?
Cohen is a manipulator by the sounds of it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he got what he wanted. I think I got what I wanted.
And
I'm a bass player now.
So, changing to bass then, I mean, Jesus, you've got such... Like, I would automatically go for a Rickenbacker or Thunderbird, one of those. What did you decide on in the end? Like, did you check out a few different types of bass, or?
Well, I play bass for another band now for a year.
Yeah.
So I just picked a bass.
You weren't looking at makes or anything like that, no.
No. And that was an ESP.
Okay.
And for Dictate we have a 5-string bass, and I'm still lending his bass, so it was easy. He could use my stuff, and I could use his
that's
stuff.
okay.
So
so there wasn't any expenditure.
Now. Yeah.
Going right back to when you were founded in 2006, you met at a concert, yeah?
Yeah, we did. Cryptopsy concert.
How do you know?
I do my research. I do my research. And you were also called Stone Squad.
You take this one, son.
No.
That was a good time to change the name, all right?
Oh, yeah, it was. I think it was mentioned once at some point, maybe at some interview, and it just got picked up by Metal Blade, or it's on Wikipedia. I'm like, this is not even, we didn't even
play a show or recorded music under that
so
name.
one of you uttered it anyway, so
it's like it haunts us for the rest of Dictated. It's like
we won't dwell on that anyway, but I just like the fact that you met at a Cryptopsy
that's true
concert.
We could elaborate on how that went.
Yes, sure. It's a fun story.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's for your Irish fans.
I think, how old were you when you were at the concert?
I was like 17.
17,
okay.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago.
Oh, that laugh. That's horrible.
Cohen just fell off the bed laughing there.
I think the first we had a sort of mutual friend. Well, it wasn't me. We met at the concert, and I think the reaction that Jessica and I both had towards each other was like, "Who's this fucking bitch?
Oh man,
look at her, man! What the fuck is she thinking?" And
I hated her guts.
It was
so
like
much,
a mutual like, "Fuck off! This
Whoa,
is not gonna work."
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and sort of.
So you didn't actually look at even what T-shirts or you were wearing? Or anything? It was just like.
No, we didn't like
bizarre.
each other. No,
that's bizarre.
Yeah. And I think it was on her 18th birthday that your boyfriend said you should invite them, and I was included, and it was like, okay, fuck, we'll go. And I think from that moment on, it was like, okay, you
might be okay.
You're okay.
Yeah. And was this like kind of? Were you all living in a city or a town?
Yeah,
it was a city.
Yeah,
okay, cool. And then of course, so you clicked, and then you had a mutual appreciation of guitaring. I obviously.
Yeah, I told her. I called Jessica at some point and I said, we're going to start a band. And she was like, no. I said, yeah, we're going to start a band. She said,
no, I'm not doing that.
Yes.
Too nervous for that.
So persisting. And after a couple of weeks, we sort of rented a rehearsal room, got together both very, very nervous. Like,
no, it's different. You just bought a lot of beers for me the night before. And you just kept pushing, like, oh, come on.
It's such an unusual story, lads.
I know,
really
right?
is, like.
And at some point I said, okay. And then I had to go, like.
Did you kind of say it in such a nerdish way? Okay.
But now it's been like.
Yeah, it's a long story.
It's a great story, man. It's a great story. So ye hit Ireland in 2015. Was it just for... the beer and the crack, or was it just
the beer and the crack,
or were you just kind of checking out the music scene? I think probably in 2015. Yeah, the scene was actually quite strong then as well.
Yeah.
So you did a mini tour.
Yeah, we did. With Zora and Asect.
Asect, yeah. Words That Burn, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Were on the bill as
Brilliant
well.
bands, both. Very, very good. And I think when we got to Ireland, we were amazed by how awesome the Irish fans are. Very enthusiastic, very open, very party-like. That's different from the Netherlands. So
really,
yeah, I think
Okay.
I think the Netherlands has the opportunity for many tours to come by. So there are a lot of bands. So people can be very picky. So when they go, it's different.
Correct. That's actually great observation. You're dead right, Sonja. There, yeah. We do go mental. We're an island, you see.
Exactly.
We are an island, I think, and I think that's the thing for people just to kind of remember. And it's frustrating from bands because they have to actually travel across the sea to get into Europe, Maybe as your success continues, you might bring a few of Irish bands
but I think
across,
Zora is doing really well, right?
Yeah, they are,
went
yes.
to the Wacken Metal Battle.
They are, yeah. They'd be a good example, and 10 Ton Slug as well, Cult as well,
But I think
cool.
we're not doing a release show in the Netherlands. So we said to each other as a band, we only want to do a release show in Ireland. Because of this. Because of the people.
Building relationships. That's great, man.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
So this year so far, how many bands have you played with?
It's actually the first time in a long time that we're on stage tonight.
Right. Okay.
And before I think one of the last shows we did was with United. In the Netherlands.
It was this year, though, I presume, yeah?
No.
What?
Last year, no.
Oh, okay.
So, kind of nervous, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting to find out. I would have just presumed, you would have been sharpening your claws.
No, we made a decision for this year. We were so busy with the release and the recordings.
Yeah.
And okay, we're only gonna start playing again after the release because we need time to practice again, to get everything ready, and because we haven't performed in quite a while, so we wanted to do it good. So. Okay, this is the first show
there's an
in
exclusive
quite a while,
there, man.
So we're getting.
We'll be right
now.
behind you. There's no worries there. Did your relationship with Metal Blade only last for one album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Only for the Deceived. We knew beforehand when we signed a contract with them, it was only going to be for the Deceived. They also said we're just gonna see how it goes, and if you're gonna release a new album, we could talk, but we're not giving any guarantees. So we're really honest, and that was perfectly fine. But I think during the course of writing Phobos, we soon got to realize we wanted to release it ourselves.
Yes.
Because we saw other bands releasing through their label, which is fine. Labels are, for every label there's a good band, but we figured that we have so much of our own DNA in this album. This has to be our release. We don't want to go through a label.
Great description, DNA. Yeah.
It's our. We get to decide when we're going to release it, how we're going to release it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do have Willem, a PR guy.
PR, and we have distribution.
Yes,
and we have people that are helping us.
Of course, like kind of for a young band, which you are, delighted, flick of the hair. For a young band, getting Metal Blade's attention first and foremost and getting a release by them definitely guaranteed a lot of attention. It
did help.
It did, 100%. These are all steps that a band needs to take to get up to the. But I think you're right. I think independently, you're in control of your own destiny. You seem to be doing the right thing so far. The video proves that, in my opinion, as well. So, if this is your first gig in a while, have you any pre-gig rituals?
Ooh.
I've been to the toilet a couple of times.
Yeah, already.
To wash up, obviously.
To freshen up. No. I think stretching and stuff like that.
Crying.
Crying a bit and just being nervous.
And would you prefer the buzz of actually playing the gig, or would you prefer the afterglow afterwards?
No, it's. I think the first 10 seconds are creepy and nervous, and then. It just, as soon as you see the audience and you're in tune. Yeah,
because we're all here for you. I mean.
No.
Yes, we are. Yeah, of course.
Well, our first song we're going to start off is doing something different, which is kind of scary, but we'll see how that.
Yeah. We have a different show prepared.
Okay. Is the first song off the album?
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, God, fine. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
This isn't live, by the way, so you'll be okay by leaving that loose.
Are you gonna watch it?
Are you joking me?
Okay.
Look what I'm
Okay,
wearing.
fair enough.
No, he's
We'll
not.
be there for the first song then.
Okay.
And then
This is my last interview of the day.
Oh, perfect.
This is my work is finished
Perfect.
after you lads, you
Perfect.
know. Are you fans of this band that I'm wearing the t-shirt of?
Hail of Bullets. I
Hail of
saw it
Bullets,
when
of
you-
course.
Yeah.
You put it on for us, right?
Of course I do. I have such a selection of black metal t-shirts, you know. And
Do you know Paul, the guitarist?
he's
if
Paul
you
of
put-
Asphyx.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you put
naturally.
him next to me, we look like brothers and sisters.
My God, I can
It's
see the resemblance.
both
Yeah.
peanuts, what else we call it.
Yeah. I'm from Cork, so we were driving up today, and I had off Frost and War on, man, blazing, man. It was a shame they split up, but it is
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
you know. But did you support them? Did you say?
Yeah,
Or
we had
play-
a show with them
Yeah. A few years back.
in Holland, yeah.
Oh,
Ed, he asked us to play with them, Hail Bullets, I remember.
I
when,
can't remember where though.
Martin van Drunen, he was, he got real sick on stage. He had to puke, remember?
really?
Oh yeah, it was in Rotterdam or something.
Yeah, Dordrecht. It was.
Ah,
Future plans. So obviously, I would love. Listen, I'm going to Brutal Assault this year, or next year, I should say.
yeah.
Can you play Brutal Assault for us?
Oh, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Can you please?
Can you please?
Can you please?
We have Dragon Productions as our booking agency.
Yeah.
And he says, I'll make it my top priority to get you on Brutal Assault. So that will be a blast. That will be
Oh.
amazing.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last one. What bands are you looking forward to checking out? Have you had a look at the list of
Tonight?
bands? Yeah.
Yeah,
Zora.
Oh, of
definitely.
course.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. I haven't seen them in quite a while, and actually Tribulation.
Tribulation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
everybody's
course.
waiting
Yeah,
for
I've
them.
seen them
Yeah.
before, but it's like, yeah, it's a thing. You have to watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
it's-
Okay.
You get in the zone, and yeah, it's.
So
not
will
only
you be
the
down the
music.
front for Tribulation, or will you be at the side being rock stars now?
But all the other bands, I do like when you go to a venue and other bands are playing, I definitely go into the crowd, see
Oh,
what
cool.
they're like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
Just protect the arms. Just make sure nobody hits off your
Yeah,
arms
exactly.
and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, yeah, because we're playing on their stuff, so we need to make sure that everything
Yeah,
stays
they
there.
will kill us. Yeah.
So Sonja, Jessica, an absolute pleasure for you to appear on the Metal Cell podcast. Thanks for taking the time
Likewise.
to doing that.
yeah.
And as I said, I absolutely love your album. I think you're going in the right direction, going the right way about it, and wish you nothing but success. And may our paths cross in the future.
Thank you so much. See you,
Over
Brutal
and
Assault.
out. Yay! Thanks, lads.
Perseverance, the true Samhain.